The sun dipped low in the sky, painting the horizon in hues of orange and red. Emily sat on a park bench, staring blankly at the lake before her. The calm ripples of the water seemed like an ironic contrast to the storm raging in her mind. She was lost in confusion, her thoughts spiraling out of control. Decisions loomed over her. Career choices, personal dilemmas, and the gnawing question of whether she was on the right path in life. It felt as though her mind was a maze, with each path leading to a dead end. How do I make the right choice? What if I fail? She whispered to herself, her voice tinged with desperation. Nearby, an elderly man with a gentle demeanor observed her. His white hair and serene smile gave him an aura of wisdom. Sensing her turmoil, he approached and asked softly, "Young lady, are you lost? Or just lost in thought?" Emily looked up, startled. "Both, maybe," she admitted. "I can't seem to make sense of anything anymore." The man chuckled. "I understand. Life has a way of clouding our minds. But tell me, do you trust in logic or faith?" The question caught her off guard. "Logic, I guess," she replied hesitantly, "but faith, I don't know how that fits into solving my problems." The man nodded knowingly. "Let me tell you a story," he said, sitting down beside her. "Many years ago, I was in a situation much like yours. My mind was cluttered with doubts and fears. I was overwhelmed by the decisions I had to make and the weight of their consequences. Then, a mentor of mine taught me a lesson that changed everything. He told me to approach my confusion like a tangled ball of yarn. The first step is logic. Find the ends of the thread, identify what's causing your turmoil. Write it down, break it into smaller pieces, and analyze each one. You'll soon see that what seemed like a chaotic mess is just a series of small knots waiting to be untied. The man's words intrigued Emily, and she leaned in closer. "And faith?" she asked. The man smiled. "Faith is what gives you the patience and courage to keep untangling, even when you want to give up. Faith reminds you that no knot is permanent, no problem is unsolvable. It connects you to something greater than yourself, a higher purpose, a divine plan. When logic reaches its limits, faith steps in, offering hope and perspective." Emily frowned. "But how do you have faith when everything feels uncertain?" The man gestured to the lake. "Look at the water. Do you see the small waves? They don't know where they'll end up, but they trust the current to guide them. Faith is like that current. It doesn't erase uncertainty, but it assures you that you're not navigating life alone. Combine that with clear thinking, and you'll find your way." For the first time in days, Emily felt a glimmer of clarity. She pulled out her notebook and started writing down her thoughts, categorizing her worries and questions. The man watched her with approval. After a while, she looked up and asked, "But what if I still make the wrong choice?" The man stood, his smile unwavering. Faith also teaches us that no choice is truly wrong if it leads to growth. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust the divine plan. As he walked away, Emily sat in silence, the weight on her chest beginning to lift. She didn't have all the answers, but she had a path forward, one woven with logic and strengthened by faith. And for the first time, the storm in her mind began to calm.